We mentioned oil. Do want to check in on those commodities. Oil specifically down nearly $3 a barrel and trading today after an unexpected gain in inventories. For more on that, let's bring in our own Courtney Donahoe. So we're seeing definitely a pullback in oil.
Yeah, big drop in oil today. And last week, inventories increased by 2.9 million barrels to 366 million. But analysts were expecting a drop of 1.5 million barrels. MFC Global's Chip Hodge, who oversees a $9 billion natural resource company portfolio, says the high inventories and weak demand we're seeing don't justify prices in the 60s. Oil imports are surging while fuel consumption is down around 7.5% from a year ago, Carol.
All right, Courtney, you know, whenever we talk about oil, the dollar's certainly an impact. I mean, if the president wants to keep oil prices lower, he's got to start worrying about the dollar a little bit more. So talk to me a little bit about that relationship and what we're seeing.
He has to worry about the dollar-oil inverse relationship. Now, the relationship between that, we always talk about if oil goes up, the dollar falls, and vice versa. But take a look at this chart here. This is a chart of oil and the dollar back to 2001, and it generally illustrates that fact. When oil's up, the dollar's down. Now, the white line here, that's the dollar. The yellow line is, well, and I'll explain this out for our radio listeners too, but we did a correlation analysis on the Bloomberg to see if this theory holds true. Now, the relationship is weak at the moment between dollar and oil. That's why the president needs to keep his eye on this, but it is getting stronger, and we're seeing that in the relationship hold up today with the dollar up and oil down. So getting to the analysis, year to date, the dollar-oil relationship is weak. About 43% of the time, a drop in the dollar explains the move in oil. But a different story. Over the last 2 years, they were nearly hand in hand with the dollar explaining crude's move 82% of the time, Carol.
So what does that mean? So shorter term, we're seeing that.
I'm trying to move this a little bit, and this is actually a closer relationship year to date. Now, you'll see year to date the relationship between dollar and oil. While the dollar saw like a dip and a rise, and you'll see that in this white line right here. You'll see in the yellow line, it's pretty much stayed flat over this period of time. So if the dollar is moving if the dollar's not moving the crude market this year, it's certainly supply and demand is the key factor there, Carol.
Right, go back to those economic fundamentals. All right, Courtney.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.